Hi guys, and welcome back to Nick's Home Renovation. I'm at the end of week 1 on my 1950s house. I've had an incredible week, which I'll talk about more as I walk around, but I can't believe how fast that we've moved in only 4 days, and I think mostly it's because the old owners clearly looked after this place and didn't do too much to it because they looked after it so well. Thanks to everyone who's been on my new website. My friend and I have started a website called renovationlinks.com. It's a DIY comparison website comparing all the stuff that you guys would be buying for your own home and what I'll be buying for this house. I can't believe how many people have signed up to the email list where we'll send you weekly offers, sort of 2-for-1 deals, money off, stuff like that. I've had hundreds of people sign up to that already, which is amazing. But back to this house, so I have essentially just started upstairs, so I can't believe I'm saying this, but upstairs is pretty much ready for the rewire and the building work, like the structural work. So we've stripped all the bedrooms, so 1, 2 and 3. I've removed the tiles in the bathroom, I've got rid of all the skirting, the doors, the architrave. I've got rid of the polystyrene ceiling tile, which you can see from this unflattering angle of me above, which I thought was going to be an awful job, but it was actually only took a couple of hours. Considering it's only been me here and then my mum and dad helping with free labour, they're very keen to help, as this one is for me and my wife and my daughter and their granddaughter, so they're very keen to help and chip in. We've done lots and lots and lots, but enough talking, let me show you around and show you guys the progress. So this is the master bedroom. So for those of you who saw the first video, this was all built in here. There's lots of built-in cupboards all the way around here. Here, wall lights either side of what there was a bed here with lights on the wall there. So I've removed all the timber, all the woodwork, and I'll be selling this old wardrobe because I think it's nice and doesn't deserve to be broken up. Don't know how old it is, but I quite like the detailing in it. So it'd be a shame to waste that. As I said earlier, we got rid of the polystyrene tiles, which all I used was a scraper from Homebase, and it came off. This room probably took half an hour, and then every other room about 10-15 minutes, but this was the worst by a mile. You can see all the glue on there. And all of the skirting was all really unattractive and old, and I want to put new skirting on, and all the architraves around the doors, and the doors themselves, again, good condition, but not my style and a bit old. The pink bathroom lives for now. So the toilet and the sink will be keeping for as long as possible in the pink bath, but what does not survive is the tiles around here. So this was the only room where I'd say that the owners have cost me time, in the fact that they tiled upon tile upon tile. So you can see here, black tile was obviously the original tile, and we had that tested for asbestos, as they can contain asbestos, but fortunately it didn't. Pink tile on the second layer, which actually is a tile that's probably come back in fashion a bit, and then another pink tile as the third layer. So when I was expecting to whip these tiles off in 10 minutes, it took a lot longer as we had 3 layers, so they obviously didn't fancy removing it. We haven't submitted plans yet, but the plan is to flip these stairs the other way because they encroach on the hall downstairs, and the stairs will come up here where the loo is now, and then this part here will create a hallway going through to a 2-storey extension the other side of that window. So the reason I haven't stripped these walls because they're probably coming out, so I'm not wasting my time, as I haven't stripped that bit there either, because all of this should come out, and basically any wall you see with wallpaper on up here now is probably going. So I'm hoping to get rid of this chimney stack the whole way, and it will give me this lovely big landing up here, which is a really nice size because I've removed those fitted wardrobes there as well. Got all of the pipes coming up here, gonna have the plumber to deal with, lots of copper coming out of this property to be scrapped. This was the hallway cupboard, and you can see from both sides of the bedroom they took a bit of it for storage space in each bedroom as well. And what we're planning to do is basically all the bits you can see wallpaper on, those walls are coming down. So this wall is going to be knocked through, as will this one and this one, and it's going to be an ensuite for this bedroom. So this bedroom is going to be what I'd probably call the guest bedroom with an ensuite. We need to widen this door because it's only a small door, with an ensuite through there, and it's a much better size than I thought. I'm putting time lapses up of my work here because I film loads of my stuff, as you guys know I like to do. I love a time lapse. Another thing I've done is remove, they had secondary glazing on these two back windows, and the reason they did that, you can see, look how much water is coming through. I mean, I have been wallpapering as well, that's why it's a bit steamy, but when I've been here of a morning, it is water everywhere on these two back windows. So I took the secondary glazing off because obviously all these windows will be renewed at one stage. Not much has changed up this bit, just obviously more wallpaper where I could reach. I really wanted to get to these bits because this bit came off so easily, but I obviously couldn't reach. I'm gonna have to do some ninja stuff to get that off. And then this is the furthest I've got here, stopping on my wallpaper. I'll show you a quick tour of downstairs, although nothing has actually changed in here. Haven't been downstairs at all. Let's get some lights on. So this is a bit of a time warp here. So we've got lots of 60s and 70s things such as the fireplace, light fittings and furniture, which I've put everything on eBay because I think they're just too nice to just throw in a skip, and I'm sure someone can make a nice home for them, but they're a bit dated for my family's taste. This is a lean-to, which was going to be job one of taking down, but I decided against it for now. And then you can see the spaceship swimming pool, which I'll take you out to in a second. I didn't show you guys the garage either, so in the first video, so I'll make sure to show you that. Got the front garden. Got a nice big front garden. I think eventually an in and out drive is the right thing to do here, but that might be years down the line, depending on budget, as we're doing a lot of work. Downstairs loo. So I believe the plans are, as I said, we're flipping the stairs to come up here into this ceiling here, and then I believe there's going to be a downstairs loo and a storage thing in these two spaces here, and then this will be a corridor going through to what will be an extension. So this hallway will be so much improved because these stairs go right over the front door, which I don't like. And then the first thing you see is this storage cupboard with the immersion tank, which I also don't like. So this whole storage cupboard will be removed, along with the chimney stack coming from here and what you saw upstairs. And it should make a nice open plan hallway. Kitchen hasn't been touched so far. Very useful space though. I'm glad we've got the inbuilt seating as well. That's really handy for lunch. And then the garden, nothing's been touched out here. But the plan, as I mentioned before, is to have a 2-storey side extension in this space. So this is about 7.5 meters. So we'll build out as far as we can, probably 6.5 meters. And then at the back here, we're coming out 4 meters, basically where this patio is. So this whole patio area will be 1-storey at the back, giving us lots of space. And this is the house from the back with the lovely concrete guttering that definitely needs to go, along with this lean-to. Well, 2 lean-tos that both need to go as well. And then what I didn't show you before, I don't think this one will take long to take down, do you? Look at it, it's falling down as it is, but that might be a bit more difficult. And then I think there's a light switch here. Actually got a double length garage, which is so useful for so many reasons. But it's pretty clear of things as well, but I think the eventual plan is the kitchen will be the other side of this wall here. Sorry, no, the utility will be the other side of this wall here, and the kitchen will be over here. So we'll have a door here coming from the utility, and it's almost like another way to walk in if you've got muddy feet or whatever, is via the garage. And also we could have a fridge and a freezer out here for obvious reasons. And then a lot of you have loved the garden and the spaceship swimming pool. So these trees or hedges need to be removed, as I really don't like that they block the view of the garden. It's such a nice big garden. I want to see it. And then we've got the spaceship. Nothing's been touched yet. It's probably my job for in a couple of weeks. I'm going to remove all the lid and start breaking down this concrete. It's obviously not staying, as you can see the state of it is not very nice and it needs to go. But we've got these lovely trees in this garden, 4 huge trees, which I just love, even though everyone tells me there's going to be so many leaves at one point, but that's a good problem to have. And then right down the end of the garden, more sheds and greenhouses that will eventually be going. There's about 165 foot this garden, so plenty to work with, and I don't know how I'm going to manage it. And then that's the house from the back. So it's going to look very different by the end. The neighbours have rendered their houses, and I think as it's not the most attractive brick, that is the best decision. Especially trying to match in the brick is almost impossible. I think you could just tell that, you know, one bit's been extended and one bit is original, and you can always see that line. So we're discussing all our options now for that, but I think rendering it is probably the way forward. We might choose an off-white or a different colour render, so it's not just one big white building. But that's very, very far down the line. There's lots and lots to do. The plan for next week is probably just to come downstairs, keep stripping walls. We've got obviously more polystyrene tiles down here. Strip back everything just like we have upstairs, and then actually the rewire can occur in some of the rooms upstairs. So the 3 bedrooms, the 3rd bedroom is becoming a bathroom, and then the 2 bedrooms are staying as they are, so I can actually get some wires in place for that. But yeah, more stripping of walls, and so far I've been so lucky with the walls. It must be because the owners looked after this place so much. It's in really good condition, everything, and everything's got 1 layer of wallpaper. So I've been to some houses before and it's 3 or 4 layers, layer upon layer. But I've just got such a good feeling about the owners here because everything is just immaculate. And it's really nice that I bought something that only one person's owned before me, and they've looked after it, and hopefully my family can do the same. Again, thank you for going on renovationlinks.com. I said a little bit about it in my last video, but it's a website that I'm building with my friend, and it's basically to make it easy to buy products and find the cheapest one. So as you can imagine, doing things like this, stuff like Velux windows, it's the same product sold 5-10 different places. So I'm trying to put all the links on one website and show you where the cheapest place to buy is, or maybe the most convenient for you, say if you've got a B&Q around the corner, for example. But thank you very much. There's an email subscription list on the bottom of the website and the links below, so please check that out. Thanks to everyone for your comments and for subscribing to this. I know everyone wants me to keep that swimming pool, but I just can't afford £10,000 a year, and it's a bit of a monstrosity, and I've got a daughter. I don't want her anywhere near that as well. But yeah, thanks for watching and subscribing, and I'll continue to keep posting once a week if I can. Have a good weekend.